So we're live. Here we go then, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Kings of Anglia Fan Social, the show where the KOA Army share their thoughts on all things town. Hope you all had a good week. And as I said at the start, we are live and welcome to the first Kings of Anglia Fan Social live show. If you're listening on audio, hello as well. I hope you're having a good dog walk, good drive to work, whatever you're doing. But we are live on YouTube. We're going to be discussing all things town, as I said. The big kickoff is fast approaching. To think it's this Sunday, Town play their first championship game in 4 years. Can't wait for it. But enough about me. Let's bring in the two gentlemen that is joining me. Thanks for everyone for joining live, as I said already. Let's bring in the first of the three bearded wonders on this podcast, which I'll have to admit, this man coming in right now has got a better beard out of all of us. And that is good old Tom Baines. Bainsey, come in, my friend. How are you?
Very good. Thanks for having me. Very honoured to be part of history and the first ever live show. So yeah, really excited for tonight. Really excited for the start of the season. It's weird because it feels like ages since we got promoted from League One, but at the same time it seems to have gone quite quick as well. So yeah, buzzing to be here and buzzing to be back in the Championship this weekend.
Top man. And I was hoping I won't have any teething issues, but I have already because I sent the wrong links to both Bainsey and Peachey. So they were on another link for a old fan social from probably weeks and months ago. So I was sitting here in the green room just waiting for them. And I was like, oh God, they're not here. I was panicking. But Bainsey's here and Peachey is here. Another man with a lovely beard, donning the away kit. Peachey, come in, my friend. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Ever the professional, Rossco, yourself. Send us one link, then another. But the main thing is we're here. Like I say, there's three beautiful beards on show, but obviously the man in the top right that way, whichever way. Absolutely stunning. But yeah, it's been a good summer. It's actually gone real quick, actually. Now, it's weird. It seems ages since the Exeter or the Fleetwood game. And like I say, it's just crept up on us. And like I say, first game Sunday. Absolutely buzzing. Bring it on, that's what I say.
Yeah, bring it on. And as I said, I want to get as many viewers involved in this. So let's say hello to the viewers. I've got Jubster. Big shout out to him, part of the KOA posse. Evening, breaking new ground. We have done some live shows before, but we're going to try to do more now just to get some more interaction with you guys because you make this show. You listen to it, you engage in all the content. So welcome. Harry, big shout out to you. I saw you, of course, at the open day yesterday. It was good chatting with you. He says, Evening Ross, Bainsey and Peachey. I've added that. Great to be on game day yesterday. Really enjoyed it. It was great to have you on. We've got Lasty, of course, the FIFA content creator, Ipswich Town fan as well. Welcome, Evening Rossco. Bono, of course, is here. He's got two questions here, or two little statements. Bainsey, your beard with a love hearts, and then Peachey, pretty in orange. So big shout out that. We've got Nikolai, all the way from New York, coming in as well. So big shout out to you, Nikolai. And also Philip as well, evening, and who's looking forward to Sunderland trip. I am, my friend, but not at 5 p.m. on a Sunday. But anyway, enough of that. We'll get on to Sunderland shortly. But there we go then. A bit of admin done. Of course, get involved in the comments down below. The big question on the pod today, which we'll get on shortly, is where will Town finish in the Championship? But before that, another thing to talk about, of course, is squad numbers. Now, I'm very 50-50, boys, on this. I don't care, but I do care, if that makes sense. That's a standard Rossco thought. I somewhat care on who's wearing number 7, who's wearing number 10, who's number 1. I don't want no one wearing number 90, which a lot of Italian clubs do. But we did see the squad numbers drop this week. And I'm going to bring them up now. I'm going to get Bainsey and Peachey's thoughts. Get involved in the comments as well. Share your thoughts on it. Not many changes, of course, because a lot of players are set in stone now, aren't they? They're really set in stone. But Harry Clark is our new number 2, replacing Richard Keogh. Then Kieran Slicker, number 13, he's replacing Joel Coleman with that number. Standard goalkeeper number. Jack Taylor, new signing, has got number 14, which I think is a perfect number for him. He suits number 14, as I said before. He looks like a footballer with the tattoos, the haircut, and now he's got the squad number. Perfect. Amari Hutchison's number 20, which I think is a good number, replacing Matt Penny. And that's the last person wearing that number. So, yeah. We'll see what happens there. George Hurst has remained 27, which I think suits him as well. And then Nathan Broadhead. That's another thing we're going to get onto. 33. I thought he would change that, but it is what it is. But anyway, boys, I'm rambling on here. I'm going through literally all the numbers now. But Bainsey, question first before you talk about the squad numbers. Do you care?
To an extent, I'm a bit of a traditionalist when it comes to squad numbers. You may remember, I think it was a couple of seasons ago where Burnley had a starting 11 that was 1 through 11, and that sort of thing makes you very happy. Yeah, I like squad numbers to an extent, like you said. I think as long as there's not any like really silly numbers or players, with numbers that shouldn't be for their position, they can take whatever numbers they can get. I guess Broadhead, taking him as an example, if you're superstitious in any way and you've had a really good end to the season, a certain number, you might think like, yeah, I want to keep that number. It might bring me a bit of luck. Any sort of edge you can give yourself in your head. And then Harry Clark's the other big one. He's got a proper defender's number, the correct number now as well for right back as well. Kieran Slicker, number 13. That's a nice number for a goalkeeper. Yeah, I don't really know what else to add past that, because there's lots of players remain the same. Ed Sheeran, I guess, is a talking point. That's what the third season is remaining number 17. Doesn't bother me in the slightest. I know there's lots of people who will say that he shouldn't be there, etc., because he's not a player, but I just think he gives so much to the club. The least we can do is that sort of thing. It's just a token gesture. It doesn't mean anything, but it's a nice thing for him. I'll be prepared for you to argue the case against that one, I guess.
I just like number 17 as well. I think it's a nice number, so I think someone deserves it who's playing. But yeah, it's a nice gesture just to give it to the front of the shirt sponsor, and of course the Town fan that is Ed Sheeran. I think last person I can think of had number 17. Maybe Keenan Bennett's maybe had it. I know Kevin Brew had it once upon a time as well.
Dean Bowditch.
Dean Bonnet, Peachey. Yeah, you can go more down. I'm done at Kevin Brew now. I don't know, but Peachey
squad numbers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Love it. I'm just going to quickly check the chat, see what... I know Bono's a big fan of squad numbers. I know you are, my friend. And definitely if someone's got out of position... for a while, of course, Sam Morsey had 55 because he wanted 5, but now, of course, he is number 5, and he continues with that. But let's bring up the squad numbers again, Peachey. Talk about it, your thoughts as a whole. Not, as I said, not many changes, really. Probably didn't need to change much. But any thoughts on it?
I'm like Bainsey, I care about it and I don't. Well, when the squad numbers come out, the season's getting closer, but I'm, again, like traditionalist. Like Sam Morsey's number 5, he should be playing centre-back. If that makes, I mean? I'm a very 1 to 11 man as well, because I remember watching Ipswich in like the old Division 1, whereas literally your team was 1 to 11. But, and also, any number above 39 is a top number for me. If you get into your 40s, I'm not too keen. I mean, I know Genoy's there, but he is the GOAT, so he's allowed to. But yeah, like I say, Broadhead not changing, that surprised me a little bit. Number 33. I mean, Elkan Baggett's obviously got a squad number this year as well, 26, but it's rumoured he's going out on loan. But yeah, I'd say it's just like squad numbers are squad numbers for me. But as long as, like I say, with Ed Sheeran, that doesn't bother me either. I mean, he doesn't turn up to training, but he brings enough money into the club, doesn't he? I don't really get, he can have number 17. We're like, he helps us sell shirts, puts money in the club. What's the problem? But yeah, any squad number above 39 for me, no. Because I think, was it Asamoah Gyan, who was at Sunderland? He wore number 3 and he was playing up front. I'm like, get left back, son. Get left back. That's where you should be. Not up front wearing number...
Clint Dempsey as well, who's number 2, wasn't he? For someone, was it Fulham or I can't remember who?
Yeah, get right back. Yeah. Get right back. That's where you should be with that number. And was it Rui Patricio at Wolves wore number 11? Get on the left wing.
Goalkeeper. Yeah.
Goalkeeper numbers 1, 13, 21. That's it. And is it Nick Hayes? He got 32? Is that right?
Yeah, he's 32. And Vaglag Lanky, someone can pronounce it better than me. He's 31, of course. But yeah, we could be here all day. I know some people will just go through it all and go, okay, yeah, right position. Oh, no, wrong position. But once again, I think we all know when the season's fast approaching, when we've had open day, squad numbers get released, and we're like, here we go then. Every tick is now off. I think the final thing is basically McKenna's press conference and just all the build-up for the game. So there we go. Squad numbers in the bag. Don't that's really it, I think. Mike D, hello, my friend. He said Andy Carroll wore number 2 for Reading last season. He said get in the bin, basically, because, yeah, he's a striker. And number 2 doesn't, yeah. Once again, that could be another feature for another day, like different squad numbers, ridiculous squad numbers, different positions. But as I said, we could be here all day. But there we go then, boys. Now, let's segue then onto something that is very important, and that is where will Town finish in the Championship. And I've already said on the main pod, I think 10th is where Town will finish, which I think is realistic, and I think it's not a bad first, position getting promoted back to the Championship. Some people will disagree, some people will agree, some people will be thinking, "Come on, Ross, be more positive." But I think 10th's fine. But Bainsey, throw it over to you. What do you reckon then, and why?
So I've gone with 10th, and I think that's fairly sort of respectable. I think if you're looking at last year, I think the general consensus was the standard of the Championship wasn't perhaps as good as previous years. But as you look at this year, and it's the number of really, really strong opposition is quite significant. I mean, you look at the teams coming down from the Premier League, the likes of Leicester. They've appointed Maresca as manager, really progressive. He could do really well. He could be like another Vincent Kompany and just tear up the league. You've got Leeds, you've got Southampton, you've got Middlesbrough as well, Sunderland. There'll be lots of teams that are vying for those top 2 spots and as well the playoffs as well. So I think 10th would be respectable. I think it would represent us really attacking the league and having a go. I think the Championship probably suits the style of play and the way we play, because obviously we had a lot of football negativity in League One and lots of teams with a low block. Which if you're a small side in League One, that's absolutely fine. If you need to do that, I've got no offence to you doing that. There's lots of Championship teams who like to play football. That suits us well. That opens things up. Works with our passing game. Play from the back. I think 10th would be a really, really good, solid start back to Championship life, and then look to progress on next year. And obviously if we could get 6 points against them up the road, all the better. But yeah, I think 10th I'd be happy. Anything other than that, fantastic, well done, successful season.
Okay, then. That's my other question, and also get in the chat about this. Will we beat those up the road, home and away? Peach, I'll get onto that in a sec with you. But just going to get some more comments. Philip's gone 6th for me, so a playoff spot there. Andy, good old Andy White, welcome to the show, my friend. Definitely will be top half, which is good to hear. Harry's gone 6th place, sticking with my prediction from game day. Yes, my friend. Jubster's gone top half. We showed towards the back end of last season. It was Championship team in League One, definitely after the Burnley game and the Rotherham game. We beat Rotherham 4-1 at Portland Road, of course, in the FA Cup. Philip's gone. Most fans will have Town between 7th and 10th, which I think is not too bad. Harvey, Sweet Welsh Prince is here. Evening, folks. Welcome to the show, my friend, all the way from good old Wales. But Peachy, you've had time to think now. Where would Town finish in the Championship then?
Right. I remember after the Exeter game on game day, I said we'd be playoffs, but let's rewind to that. I was very high emotion. I was very excited. I had a few, should we say, alcoholic beverages before the game, so that probably clouded my vision. But I think probably not. I think we'll finish 9th, hope 9th. But anyway, in the top half is good for me, because as I've been listening to other podcasts and obviously the main pod, you forget the teams who are in this league. Like Southampton are going to should be strong. Leeds, dare I say it, with Farker in charge, he is a good manager, and I can see him getting them going. Leicester, as Bainsey has already said, I totally forgot about Middlesbrough with Carrick. They were very unlucky in the playoffs. He's got them playing some very good football. You got Coventry, who are just an absolute, they're a team of workers, and they only missed out in the playoff final last year. And again, like Alex, was it Stu? Sorry, mentioned like you got Swansea. And I say it's such a stronger league this year. But if we can get top half, I think that's good. I think we may get a bit of a slow start as well. I hope I'm wrong. I've also got Sunderland up there as well, haven't we? So a lot of teams just gone up my head. But yeah, a top half finish. I think we'll finish hopefully around 9th. But I say it'll be more of a bit like last season. We'll have a stronger finish. But what will help us, as Bainsey said as well, teams will try and play football against us. They won't, like I say, stick 11 men, the bus, the away fans behind the ball, try and block on us. So, because it showed against when we played Burnley in the FA Cup, that was a great game of football. For a 0-0, the home leg was a great game to watch. And no respect to Rotherham, beating them 4-1. You know, they're not the greatest Championship side. That's no disrespect to them, but there's a lot of stronger teams. So yeah, bring it on, as I keep saying.
I was surprised at the number of different kind of media outlets predicting us to be top 6. I don't know whether it's because we've all been burned before and perhaps we're a bit pessimistic, but there was loads. I mean, I think 442 predicted us 5th. Not the top 20 predicted us, I think, in top 6. Second tier predicted us up there as well. The bookies as well. I think we were 4-1 at one point to gain promotion. It's bonkers, and I think it just shows how much, you know, outside of the Ipswich bubble is looking at us and is really impressed with what we're doing and the structure we're putting in place and the tools we're given to a clearly exceptional manager, the youngest manager in the Championship next season in Kieran McKenna. So I think we've got all the ingredients to have a really good season. Yeah, we might start slow, but I think, as Peachey said, you pick up a few results in the Championship. It was so tight towards the top end last year. A few results go your way, and you swing, you know, 3-4 places again. So, yeah, it's so exciting. It's nice to go into a season this excited and not think like it's another season in League One. We really need to get out of it this year. We can't be in there any longer. This will stunt our growth, etc., etc. It's really positive to see so many people excited about the season, so many pundits excited, and you know, in what we're doing. And it's nice. It's an absolute breath of fresh air.
I think as well, when the fixtures were released as well, it sort of dawned on me a bit, because no disrespect to clubs in League One, like we look at Shrewsbury, Forest Green, Morecambe, Fleetwood. Then you look at the fixtures, you've got Stoke, West Brom, Watford, Sunderland. You know, let's get other teams I mentioned, Middlesbrough, Millwall, they're always strong. But like I say, because Bainsey said, because we've been burnt before, you always have that nagging doubt in your football brain thinking this could go wrong. I don't think it will. I say because the structure of the club is the best it's been, well, I think, since I've been watching Ipswich Town. So it was good under like George Burley and Sheepshanks. And then obviously what happened after that when we got relegated. But it just feels like we're on the upward curve. We're on a roll, you know, we're like I say, we're like a snowball effect. We're just rolling and it's just getting bigger and bigger. And I think it's just like I say, off the pitch is the main thing that's now in place. I think that will benefit us later on in the season.
One thing I loved, boys, I know both of you weren't able to get to open day, but the open day was just the line, the queue for the, you know, for the women's team was great as well. But for the men, it was just the queue was there. Some people queuing for 2 to 3 hours to see these players, which is just a complete change to maybe a few years ago, where, you know, this was a football club that in decline, and you know, we did get to League One, but now, you know, people were just wanting to see all their heroes basically, and it was just great to see. And that, I think that's maybe why pundits are predicting us to do well, because we had that amazing run we went on after the Bristol Rovers game, went on that unbelievable run, scoring goals, playing amazing football. And I think we've still finished second, 98 points, 101 goals, just incredible. So yeah, I think we just got momentum.
Yeah, you don't realise how good that run is until you look back at it. At the time, we were just riding the wave. But when you actually look back at that run, I don't think I'll ever see Ipswich Town do that again. That was unbelievable.
It's February, wasn't it? If you think February was that Bristol Rovers result, and then the end of the season was what, April or May? It's just like you say, when you consider it, we probably won't. It's a weird thing to say, but we probably will never see a run like that again in our lifetime, or another season like that just went. I mean, I can't imagine League One's going to have another season like that where it's like those 3 teams with that many points, that many goals. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how we fare compared to likes of, you know, Sheffield and Plymouth as well. But I think we'll do best in the 2 of them, because we've got the structure in place. We've done some really solid business already. Hopefully got a couple more through the door as well. So everything's in place for us to be successful. There's no reason we can't be successful other than our own mentality, our own mindset, and, you know, going into the season as strong as possible.
Yeah, bring it on. Peachey, segueing back to the old question, Are we going to beat those up the road, home and away? It's been a long time. I'm not going to mention the stat because the stat's not great because we all know. Because do you know what? Looking back at the stats the other day, I was like, wow, we actually haven't beaten them even at their place for a long time. I was probably 10 years old, which is not great for anybody who's maybe older than me because that means I'm a young boy, of course. But yeah, it's been a long time. But 2 games against them, going to be big ones.
Oh, I blooming hope so because it seems like forever since we've beat them. And again, I was a little bit mouthy on the game day after Exeter saying we're coming for them up the road. But I've got a mate who's a season ticket holder at Norwich, got really well with them, and they are a little bit worried about us because we are in a much better place. So it's not as if I was just here come Ipswich for the steamroll. They are genuinely worried. Oh, I mean, on Derby Day, the whole week, the build-up, I can't stand it. I just want to get in the ground, get to my seat and be there. Once the game kicks on, I'm fine, but the whole week, I'm like a nervous wreck. So in some respects, I didn't miss it. I'll be quite honest, that's a bit controversial. That's probably because I haven't won in ages. But was the last win at Carrow Road when Danny Haynes sort of headed it in, so to speak, with his hand?
I think that was a home game. I think the last time we met, I think Pablo may have scored. Once again, I did have a stats front of me the other day.
2008? That rings a bell in my head for some
That's the
reason.
worrying thing. We actually can't remember.
Yeah, that's bad. It's bad. If someone can quickly find the stat, let us know. I think it's 2006. I think that's how bad it is. So I know it's 2009 since, of course, we won at Portland Road. No, actually, bringing the stats up. Let's stop. Let's stop now. Let's stop now before we get on any more. Steve's actually saying Norwich games worry me. Steve Waller's, of course, all the way from Devon. But then you got Philip going. Norwich don't fear me. So different sort of thoughts there. But Steve has gone. The atmosphere at Portland Road will be electric because, yeah, there's going to be a lot of new fans who have never experienced a derby. McKenna and the players have never experienced it. I'm sure Connor Chaplin, Sam Morsey, Harry Clark, Luke Alfordham, they'll be right up for it, won't they? So, yeah, bring it on. Wasn't it the 3-2? Yes, it was, Mike, for the home game, but we're thinking about the Carrow Road game because, yeah, when Giovanni Dos Santos scored, what a player he was, by the way. Of course, Jim Magilton's last game as manager before he got the sack, of course. But we'll have to find a stat of the last time we won at Carrow Road, which has been a long while. But let's have a pause here, boys, and stop talking about that because we're going to have a little time for some silly stuff before we get into nuts and bolts, of course, of Sunderland. It is the strike. And hopefully this goes well. The first ever live Kings of Anglia Fans Social strike. Normally, it doesn't go well. A bit of a shambles, but I've prepared a bit. So yeah, bear with me though. Still, get involved in the comments. Shout out to Tom Tomlin, who's also joined us. Happy new season, everybody! Happy new season. Bainsey's going to get some paper quick. He didn't need to really, but he's gone for it anyway. He's prepared. So that's fine. It's now us time, Peachey, to fill. So comments, let us know your thoughts. Get involved a bit more.
I love the strike.
Thank you.
Yeah, you do. Blooming good job, Ross. Blooming good job. Even if it is a shambles sometimes.
It's a shambles.
That's all part of the show, though, isn't it? It's all part of the show, part of the gimmick.
Pretty much. I actually haven't shouted out our sponsors yet as well. I meant to do it at the start of the show, but I got nervous when I hit the live record. I was like, oh, what do I say? But big shout out to, of course, Manscaped and Ginger Pickle. Tony Southgate and the team will sort you out with all your marketing needs. Well, of course, Manscaped will sort you out with your trimmers, nose hair, beard, all that sort of stuff. Bainsey, actually, what's your beard routine? Like, are you using anything, or what do you do?
Funnily enough, my birthday is this month, and I may purchase the Manscaped beard trimmer, but I'm a bit like you.
KOA.
Yeah. At the moment, I've got my barber doing it. I've been treating myself, but yeah, I think I'm gonna make the step and get one next month. I think my beard deserves it. So yeah, we shall see. I'll report back.
Nice one. Yeah, my barber does mine as well because I fear that one day I'll just go and I'm like, oh, damn it, I've lost it. I've got to shave it all off, and then you will not see me on videos. You won't see me in person for a few weeks. I'll just sort of say, sorry, Heafy, but I can't do it. I can't go out. So there we go. Jobster's told us the stat, by the way. Danny Haynes did score in that game, actually. The 5th of February, 2006. Jimmy Guan scored. I think he actually scored a free kick in that game, didn't he?
Deflected one, I think.
Yeah, so it still counts. Still counts.
Oh,
But yeah,
any goal against them counts.
yeah, it does. Yeah, it does definitely. Even own goals. So yeah,
Gary Megson.
yes, that's it, of course. And what's his face? He didn't score.
Robert Ulathorn.
Yeah, the Brian Gunn's air kick. So there we go. Well, let's jump into then, boys and girls, the strike. As I said, play at home. Get your pens and paper at the ready, and let's see if Bainsey or Peachey will be crowned king of the strike this week. So let's jump right into the questions. Just making sure I've got the answers with me. Now, question 1 is on squad numbers actually, and it's on Stephen Hunt. Yeah, Stephen Hunt, the Irishman, of course, brother of Noel. Of course, Noel Hunt also played for us. He also celebrates his birthday this month, Stephen. Actually, he celebrated his birthday on the 1st of August. So happy belated birthday to good old Stephen Hunt. Now, what squad number did he wear during his time at Town? I think Pete's already written it down because he knows.
I think I do.
You think he does? Well, these are options anyway. 12, 16 or 24. So what squad number does Stephen Hunt wear during his time at Town? Of course, I think he played 2.5 seasons at the club. Scored 1 goal, but then got disallowed. Of course, at the Southampton game in the FA Cup. Don't know why I remember that. That's just random thoughts in my head just now. So there we go. Bainsey, what do you reckon, then, my friend?
I'm in trouble here. I think 12 as a guess. Was Stephen Hunt the one with lots of hair?
Yes, that's the Hunt.
Yeah,
That's the Hunt brother.
Yeah.
So yeah, as I said, in the comments, let us know your answers. But I said to the boys in the green room, no cheating, no looking at the chat. Mike's gone 12 as well, and that is the correct answer. It is 12. Number 12 is the correct answer. So a point each for Peachey and Bainsey and Mike. No one else got involved until Jubster did. So you get a point as well. But did he type that before I gave the answer? That's
Did
fine.
they Google it? Did they Google it?
And that as well. No Googling. So there we go. I know I had to Google to get the answers. But I'm allowed to do that because I'm the host. So that's all good. Now, next question is on Dominic Ball, who celebrated his birthday yesterday at the open day. And he was there in the flesh. I'm sure he got a lot of happy birthdays. And you never know, people could have brought cakes. I'll have to find out. If they did, then fair play to Town fans, but having a lot of cakes in front of him. But what is his middle name, boys? As always, got to do it. Middle names.
I knew it was coming.
Yeah, you know it was coming. Because I can't think of any other thing to ask about Dom Ball at the moment until he plays a lot. Yeah, but he has been doing really well in pre-season, which we'll discuss, I'm sure, going into the Sunderland game about will he start at right back. But yes, anyway, for the audio listeners, because I'll put the options on the screen, but what is Dom Ball's middle name? Is it Chris, Martin, or Scott? So there's a Chris, Martin, or Scott. Of course, get involved in the comments below, but do not cheat. Do not go on his Wikipedia and find out, because that is naughty people. So let me get the answer up, actually. And Jubster's gone Martin, Sean's gone Martin, Harry's gone Martin. Welsh Mark has said, great beard work, boys. Best wishes from Welsh Mark. Love it, my friend. Bainsey then. Peachey, what do you reckon?
Martin.
Yeah, diddle for middle, Martin.
Ooh, you're correct. You are correct. It is Martin. So it's 2-2. It's Desmond going into the third question. Mike D's got not a clue. Scott, you're going to catch up now. It was Martin. But don't worry, Mike. It's fine. Because question 3 is maybe a question you'll like, and I think the boys will like. And it is on good old Pablo Canago. Ole. And he actually made his Town debut up in Sunderland back in August 2001. When I was trying to look, it's also his birthday this month. So happy birthday to Pablo later on in August. Bainsey, when's your birthday?
20th
of August. So there we go. Maybe have a nice little question on Bainsey later on in the
share it with Stephen Ward, I think, if I remember off the top of my head. Yeah.
Stephen Ward. Okay. I'll have to look which Town player I share my birthday. Do you know Peachey, top of your head? Do you know anybody?
No.
When's your birthday?
3rd of April.
Okay, well, I'll try to figure out that at some point, and then we'll sort of segue into the pod at some stage just to do it. But yeah, get the comments as well. Anybody that, any Town players you share your birthday with, let us know. But anyway, Pablo Canago. Question 3. He made his debut for Town against Sunderland. It was a 1-0 defeat, unfortunately. Kevin Phillips scored the goal. But who did he replace in the game to make his debut? Was it Jim Magilton, Martin Roycer, or Herman Horiderson. So came on as a sub. Of course, in the Premier League back then, good old Pablo. Good old Pablo. It was great to see him back, weren't he? Back at the club last season. And I'm sure he's going to come to more games. I'm sure a lot of former players will be keen to go back and definitely be watching Championship football. Pablo. God, what a man. 2 spells, of course, at the club. Get involved, as I said, in the comments. Hope everyone is doing well this evening. And if you're listening as an audio when you're just on your bike ride, your car trip to work, your dog walk, hope you're doing well. This is me just killing time, basically. Bainsey, Peachey, what do you reckon then?
Absolute guess, Horiderson.
Rooster.
Oh, I like that. 2 different options. And let's quickly check the comments. This was before I was born. So fair enough, Harry. Oh. Fair enough. Jobster's gone. Share mine with Jonas Knudsen and Ben Diaf, of course, from part of the KOA posse. So I love that. I love that indeed. Now, Bainsey, Peachey, you're both wrong, actually. It's Jim Magilton, which
Super Jim.
Could surprise you. I was actually trying to think of options. When I saw it as Jim Magilton, I thought, can I do a few little, maybe an attack player there, maybe a fullback. So there we go.
I just couldn't imagine Jim getting subbed. I can imagine him kicking off or kicking the bench or something.
Yeah, definitely if they were losing. So I think I don't. So we lost this game 1-0, but I don't know at the time if we were losing 1-0 or they scored when Jim came off. Maybe that's what happened. Jim came off and then he was like, "Go. That's why you don't take me off, because we don't lose if you take me off." So there we go. Well, we're going to the final question, still with Desmond. So let's jump right into it then, and it is against or about Sunderland. Now, how many games has Town won at Sunderland in 28 encounters? Ooh. So closest to the correct answer gets the point. If you get it bang on, then you get double the points. So you could win 4-2. So love that. Get involved, of course, as always. Don't cheat, listeners. Do not cheat. Don't quickly go on head-to-heads and find out. But 28 games against Sunderland. Of course, that's Stadium Light and was it the
Roker Park?
Roker Park.
I know I've seen us win at Sunderland once, so there's one.
There's one. That's a good one. I think actually to help you out a little bit, I think the last 3 games we've lost. So there you go. Nice little clue there maybe for you. So our record isn't great the last 3 times. Of course, 3 of those games, I think, they must have been League One.
We did have that win in the Netflix documentary, didn't we, in the first season? It was
home game,
5-2, wasn't it?
Yeah. So there we go. I'm just going to see what people are saying. So let's go. Mark's gone 6. Charlie has gone 7. And Jobster's gone 9. So no double digits here. So Bainsey, Peachey, I don't know if that's helped you out at all, but what do you reckon then?
10.
7.
Ooh, 7. Now someone has got it bang on. And there's 2 people that's got it bang on. One person in the chat and one person here. And that person is Peachey and Charlie. Peachey does get the double the points. So that's 4-2. And you have 1, of course. But as always, tiebreaker time. And of course, Bainsey has to get it bang on though, Peachey. Although you got it bang on for the final question. So I don't know. Maybe
rules are rules.
Yeah.
That's if I gamble. That's if I can be bothered.
Yeah, true.
Next goal wins.
Next goal wins, yeah.
Oh, do you know, as it's the first live social, I'm going to gamble.
Okay, I love that. I'm just going to
What's
quickly
live for that gamble?
Yes, I'm going to go over to our special guest. I'm joking. I'm not that. I'm not that organised. Maybe in the future, I'll cross over to like a former random player and get them to do a question. So bear with me, guys. I'm going to try to do that. Maybe I'll try to contact some of my contacts and get some. I wouldn't say live, but pre-recorded videos of questions. But final question and the tiebreaker question is on John Walk, who celebrates his birthday tomorrow. He'll be turning 66, or he'll be 66 when you listen to this, because you'll probably listen to this on a Friday or Saturday or whatever. But now, big question here. And I've probably done this a couple of times on the fan social because I'm lazy with questions, but I just thought this has got to be it, because how many goals has John Walk scored for Town in 678 games? So a tricky one for you, Bainsey, to get it bang on.
I hate these questions because you're either like ridiculously over or ridiculously out. It's so difficult to judge. This is my era, so that's slightly helpful, I guess.
I know he scored 14 goals in one season, just in Europe. Just in Europe, didn't he?
Yes, yeah, he did. He did have a good spell. Yeah, that one season, 1980, 1981, where he scored loads of goals.
I'm not having
Midfielder as well.
Yeah, I'm not having a Mickey Stockwell moment here when I forgot he played midfield. When I
Yes,
first started watching Ipswich, John Walk played centre back with David Linnigan.
he did. Yeah, that was his third spell. Yeah, but yeah, he was goal scoring midfielder back in, of course, the Boy Robson eras and stuff. The FA Cup, UEFA Cup winning teams. So yeah, interesting one. Let's see. I think once again he's up there for appearance makers, goal scoring, and all that stuff. I don't know if that helps you at all, Bainsey. I know he's definitely in the top 5 probably of goal scorers. So
to be clear as well, with respect to my age, it was his last spell with Town,
that's
not
what I thought.
previous, not
That's
previous stuff.
That's what I thought. Because I'm sure you'd have more white in your beard and hair if you were definitely watched in the 70s. No disrespect to people who watched in the 70s. I'm just saying you probably do have white hair now. Anyway, before I insult any more of our listeners from the 70s, let's get on to John Walk then. What a man, what a legend. Peachey, we'll start with you. How many questions? How many goals did he score? You muted my friend, but it's fine. It's live. We're live.
What a fail. What a fail. Never done that before. Anyway, 89.
89. Like that.
I went higher. I went 134 because you said about goal scoring midfielder, and I had a lower number than that.
Okay. Well, I don't know why I said I liked that with Peachey, because that is actually disgusting answer, because as I said, he's probably top 5 goal scorers at the club. It is in the hundreds. But Bainsey hasn't got it bang on. Let's see what the chat is saying. Let's see. 64 goals, no clue. Josh, come on. John Walk. He scored a lot of goals. He scored in one season, he scored 30 plus goals. So that's a lot. Mark Waitley's got 147. Andy has got 111. Mark Jobs has got 133. Mike D's got 178. More like it. I like that, Mike. More like it. Because the correct answer is, now once again, this is all competitions. And the correct answer is, bear with me, trying to find it, 179. So Mike was one off.
Hell.
Although, did you cheekily look and you just went, I'm just going to take one off just to make sure it doesn't look like I cheated. But 179 goals in 678 games. So there's a lot of goals. But Peachey, you have one though. Bainsey, good effort. You were closer than Peachey for that, but not bang on.
Oh, that was embarrassing, that was.
That's fine.
That's like, I thought like maybe 1 goal in 7, but that's like 1 in 4, isn't it? For a midfielder.
Pretty good record.
I know. I'm sorry, Mr. Walk, if you're watching. I feel like I've let you down.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, it's always good to win the strike. I mean, we always finish these. I go down to my wife, Lauren, and go, just won the strike. And she goes, don't care. Don't care. But I do. No, it's always good. It's always great competition as well. Mr. Baines there. And also, thank you, Ross, for looking up the questions. More squad numbers, though, please. I'm good at them.
Okay. That was my planning, was to do a squad number special, but I didn't. I'll do it one day. We'll do it one day. We'll do it in the future. If we next player we sign and then they get a ridiculous squad number, they take 77 or something, then we'll go.
It's got to be shit. It's got to be the Sweet Welsh Prince versus Bono for that.
Oh yeah, definitely. I don't know I think Alex Jones, the new king, I think he's a squad number man as well. So he was all on that. As I said, I'm very 50-50. I'm like, whatever.
Nah.
You need to have a number 10 who scores goals. You need number 9 who scores goals and all that stuff. Oh well, Harry, I'm just going to double check this before we get on to the next thing. There, apparently somebody has retired. A former Town player, a former captain. I'm just going to double check this. I do trust you, and I do trust you because he has made a statement. Luke Chambers has retired from football. He's done a post. Do I read a statement? I'm not very good at reading long things.
Should we just give our thoughts on him? That's probably easier.
Yeah, quickly. Yeah. It has done a statement. 21 years professional football has reached its end for me. It's been an unbelievable ride. 871 appearances for 4 fantastic clubs. To finish my career in the top 10 record EFL appearance makers of all time is something I could never dreamt of. And then you can see the rest of the statement on his Instagram and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, let's quickly chat about him as Harry sort of let us know live on the show. Bainsey, thoughts on him then? Once again, he's I hate to say the word, but controversial figure because of how it ended. But he's a captain for that long and part of that playoff team, not promotion team, because we lost in the end, of course. But yeah, over to you.
Yeah, I think it was him and Dean. I looked weirdly before the season, or a couple of weeks ago, it was him and Dean Lewington. They were both around the same number of appearances. So I think they were fighting for to go up an extra couple of places in their all-time appearances. But yeah, I think obviously his time wasn't as successful as perhaps he'd hoped and we'd all hoped. But I don't think you can question his passion, his commitment. It's to be at the club for that long, have that many managers show faith in you and make you captain. That shows what a great character he was, and as well, he did stuff for the club. Like I think he even hosted some of the youth players, didn't he, at certain points? Just obviously it ended very sadly and unfortunately with just after the demolition season, but yeah, I think you have to give respect to his name for someone who's made that many appearances and has been trusted by that many managers. And as well, he could have had the chance to go back to Forest, way back when in January, but he decided, nope, I'll stay with you, stay loyal. So I'll always appreciate that. Great captain. Will inevitably go down in town history as one of the greats, despite obviously the results not quite going his way.
Yeah, I think that's what will always sort of part of his Town career will be. He was the captain who saw Town get relegated to the third tier after so many years. But love or hate him, everyone loved the fist bump, didn't they? Everyone was up for that. After if we won, everyone was ready. And of course with Harry Clark bringing it back, you just love that sort of thing where you've got that connection to a player. But Peach, over to you, my friend. Your thoughts on Luke Chambers retiring? He's had a good career. Fair play to him.
Yeah, he has had a very good career, and he's made over 300 appearances for Ipswich. I mean, people will say it wasn't in the club's greatest time, but I think he gets a lot of unnecessary flack. All right, he was captain when we got relegated. He wasn't the manager. He wasn't the owner. He took a lot from the way the club was when he was captain. It was literally owner, manager, him. It does not rile me, but it annoys me the fact he does deserve respect on his name, in my opinion, because he was a great captain. Like I say, he housed a lot of youth players. I know Jack Lancaster's father, Stephen, always speaks highly on the way he taught Jack, and I believe Brett McGavin as well. But you don't make 300 appearances for a club, and like you had it was obviously McCarthy made him captain, Hurst kept him as captain, Paul Lambert kept him as captain. I know obviously with I don't know, did Cook keep him as captain while he was at that part of the season?
Briefly, and then
I felt sorry for what happened because it was during COVID, and in my opinion, him and Scoos didn't get the send off they deserved properly. But I'm just reading this. He says it's pro football he's retired from. So who knows? He might sign for Bury Town under Cole Scoos. I'd love that because I love non-league football. But yeah, no, I think he's. People say legend, but he's made 300 appearances for our football club, and I respect that. And like I say, for me, I loved him. You could not fault his passion. I remember when it was at the Bainsey reference when he could have gone to Forest. That was near the end of the deadline day, and we played Derby County that night, and we were absolute rubbish. Lost 3-0, and I remember seeing him just walk off the pitch, head in hands, probably thinking, "Why am I staying here?" To be honest. But he did. He still led the team. And I say good luck to him in his future endeavours, whatever he plans to do with the rest of his life.
And he stuck around where really we had a revolving door with players. There were so many people coming in and out. So to last past that and to basically last to the point at which, Paul Cook hit the blow up button, it's really impressive. It shows what a great character was and what great leader he was. So yeah, agree with Peachey. I think you've got to put respect on his name just for the number of appearances he's made. Yeah, best of luck to him.
And he's another player that's settled down in the area, like a lot of players, in Suffolk, and I'm sure he'll go to Town games. I'm sure, and I'm sure he'll stick around. I think he's on Instagram a lot these days, so I think he does a lot. He's got a clothing line. I think he's doing all that sort of stuff. But as Peachey, he's retiring from the professional game, but you never know. He may rock up at one of the non-league clubs in Suffolk. We shall wait and see. Welsh Marks put Joe, his son. Had a mascot day in our first season in League One, and he said Chamber was great and had lots of time for him. And I think that's another thing he was just always there just for the community, just for players young and old. He was just there for him. So yeah, fair play to Luke Chambers. I think he'll always be remembered as a captain. And yeah, I'm sure we'll always welcome him back to the football club, even though some fans may not love him or hate him. He's a player that we'll remember, of course. And best of luck for him, whatever he does next, of course. As Bono said, retirement klaxon live on our first Kings of Anglia Fan Social live show. Hopefully many more next time. Maybe a signing. So there we go. Keep that up. Let's see what happens. Let's see. I'll have to speak to the club and go, yeah, can you announce a signing when we're live so we can do a klaxon? There we go. But boys, after that nice little added extra to the pod, let's go on to Sunderland then. The big kickoff for the Championship is here. We have to wait, of course, until Sunday at 5 p.m. Thanks to Sky. Of course, live on Sky at Stadium Lights. What do you reckon then, boys? The big question mark will be the starting 11. Who will start the first Championship season back? Bainsey, what do you reckon then? What's your starting 11? Have you got it in front of you?
Yeah, I've got it locked in. So Vass in goal. Obviously, really unfortunate news about Walton, and that's certainly a big loss for us because absolutely phenomenal shot stopper. The backbone of any good team is their goalkeeper. So fingers crossed, it's not as bad as first hoped, but equally, Vass is a really dependable backup. There were loads of people on Twitter saying, why would he stay to be number 2 and to wait? And it's like, well, here you go. He's already going to be probably starting on Sunday. That's all you need as a second choice goalkeeper for number 1 to drop away. The team, I guess, mostly picks itself. Davis, Edmondson, Wolfenden, right back.
Edmondson. Sorry, I've got to stop you there. Edmondson. Okay, interesting. Actually, you know what? We'll do this as a trio and go through the whole team because I think there's going to be maybe differences, and I think that's the first differences in my mind. I think Burgess starts for me. Peachey, is he starting for you with alongside?
Yeah, like I say, Halaki in goal. Same reasons, like as Bainsey said. Obviously, Leif Davis left back, Burgess, Wolfie, and for right back, I've gone for Mr. Dependable, Janoy Danassian.
I've gone the same as well. I know John Ball's done really well, and there's been lots of chat around him. Doing a really good job. But I think you have to reward JD. JD's been exceptional. He's never let us down when he's played there, and that's his actual position. It's not a makeshift right back. It's his actual position. So
they say he's the best defender, as in like 1-on-1 at the club. And like if we were up against, I'd have still got, was it Jack Clark at Sunderland?
Yeah.
He's going to need contain, and he is, because he's a very, very good player. Very good.
He is. So yeah, Peachey, we've gone Burgess. But Bainsey, you've gone Edmondson. Reasons?
I think it's easy to forget George Edmondson, and there was lots of people last year, including myself, when he got injured and when it was Burgess, it was like, oh no, it's Burgess. Oh no, that's our season over. He's a really, really good player. And I know he's had his ups and downs and he's had his injury issues, but I think he's a really, really classy centre back. So I would give him a go. I think if you've clearly invested a lot of money in him because he would have been one of the big money moves when he came in. I think try him in the Championship. I think give him a go. I think he could be a really, really good player in the Championship. So that was my rationale behind it. No slight on Burgess at all. He did a fantastic job last season. Perhaps a more traditional defender in the sense of a header and kicker, but yeah, either would be good. I guess my preference just would be Edmondson, just because, for the reasons I've given.
No, I like that. I like that debate, and get in the comments as well. Let us know your starting 11 for Sunderland. But Peachey, can you expand on Burgess? The reason why you instead of Fridge?
I think just the way he ended the season with Wolfie. And a great defensive record, really. That's nothing against Fridge, because I also think Fridge has come in for a little bit of unnecessary flack on social media during pre-season. He's come back from injury, and he's also been a week behind because he missed a couple of friendlies, didn't he? So he's a week behind everyone else. And yeah, he gave the penalty against Luton. In a normal league game, he's probably not going to try and make that challenge. So yeah, I can see why Bainsey would say that. But I just went for Burgess because, like I say, that back four or 3 or 5, however the hybrid system. They were fantastic in League One. Just keep with it, to be honest.
Okay, then I'm gonna put the current team as we go through it on the screen below in a second, guys. But let's talk then about say the two midfielders, the two sitters. Sam Morsey is he's there and he's just set in stone. Boom, there's the captain. But who's going to play alongside him? We've got options, a lot of options. Don Ball is one of them. Lee Evans is one of them. Jack Taylor, Massimo Luongo is a bit of a doubt going into the game, so maybe he's one you can just sort of go, sorry mate, over there, but. Best of luck and speedy recovery, Mass, because he's fantastic. Sam Morsey and Mass, they're great partnership. Cameron Humphreys as well is another option if needed, but of course he had concussion. I don't know if he'll be ready to go then. But Bainsey, Peachey, who are you going for to partner Sam Morsey?
It's Taylor, isn't it? I'd imagine if you're Kieran McKenna, you've spent that long chasing him and have wanted him for that long, you're going to want to use him at your first possible opportunity. So yeah, that's my reasoning. But yeah, lots of strength in that department.
Yeah, we are very, very well stocked there. I mean, I've gone as if Luongo's injured and he's not playing. I've actually gone for Lee Evans because I just think with Lee Evans,
completely.
yeah, because people forget during the start of last season before he got injured, he was our best midfielder. He was spraying the balls around. He was picking up from the back 4, back 3, and Morsey was getting more chance to run on. Hopefully, you keep him fit. He's one of the best midfielders there. But like I say, we are so stocked there. When you got Taylor who can play there, Humphreys, Don Ball. That's everyone, isn't it? But yeah, I'll just go because I thought him and Morsey started the season well together as well. But I say, then you could argue if Luongo is fit, I mean, him and Morsey towards the end of the season was unbelievable. Yeah.
Okay, then that's fine. As I said, we've got it currently ticking across, and we're going to make a decision live on the podcast on who's going to start where. So Alanke, JD, Wolfie, and then Burgess or Fridge. Let's make a decision, boys. As I said, it's 2 against 1. So is that how it works? If
let's go Burgess. Reward him for a really good finish this season. So I'll concede on that.
Okay, and then we've got Morsey. We've got Davis, then Morsey, and then Taylor or Evans.
It's a really difficult one because you think there's only 2 slots available. If you were Cam Humphreys and you were third option, then maybe I'd wait around. But you've got Luongo, you've got players who really want to be starting. So it's going to be interesting to see how he keeps those players happy and involved. I guess you've got extra games, cups, and so on and so forth. But yeah, it's going to be a tricky one, I think.
I think so too. Charlie's gone, Morsey and Taylor in the midfield, and I'm going more Taylor. Although I think it's a good for what you said, Peach. I think Evans has done well as well. He's at like third, or he's sometimes that second captain really, behind Morsey because he's normally the captain in these preseason games if Morsey doesn't start. So what do you reckon? Are we going to go Taylor?
Yeah, go Taylor.
Yeah.
Because my thought was it'll come in later on. If his injuries up, can Taylor play like a number 10? I know he's not really played there. Has he played there much pre-season? I don't know. He's in more.
McKenna said he wanted him more advanced, didn't he? He said that was his kind of vision for him. So I guess it ties in with the flexibility, doesn't it? If he can play there more deeper, but also one of the 3 up front, then
yeah.
Okay, so we'll put Taylor and Morsey together. Now let's talk about the sexy stuff, the attacking players. Although defenders can be sexy, goalkeepers can be sexy, fullbacks can be sexy, of course. Where should we go next? Do you reckon? Should we talk about right sides? Will Wes Burns start? Are you starting Wes Burns, boys?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay, that was easy. That was easy. Okay, we'll segue straight away then because I don't think we need to talk about that then. Of course, Connor Chaplin's starting, isn't he?
Yeah, of course.
Let's do a question. But now, actually, left side could be interesting because there's a few options here because Amari Hutchinson can play there. Carl Edwards, Marcus Harness, who's had a really good pre-season. Although Marcus Harness, that's another option for midfield. We didn't think of that, did we? He has played there, but I don't think so. But who are you putting left midfield then, or left inside forward, or Broadhead as well? Forgot Broadhead straight away because he's another doubt. He's another doubt.
Yeah, because he's in my team, but he's a doubt. So if he was
same for me.
If he was a doubt, then do you know what? I'd put Kyle Edwards there.
Okay.
Just he's got. I suppose. Oh my! I say that you got to think away from home. Well, he's quite good defensive. So I'm going with Edwards. Edwards.
Okay, Edwards for Peachey. Bainsey, what are you going for? Edwards as well, or you?
Yeah, Broadhead was my initial. Fingers crossed he is fit, but I don't know. It sounds mental, but maybe you give Hutchinson a go. He did well in pre-season, in the Innsbruck tournament. Maybe you could do either or. You could either go Edwards, put on Hutchinson after, or vice versa. I think both offer really explosive pace.
Yeah.
Hutchinson really intrigues me. A lot of hype around him as well. The futsal, background again is interesting. He could be one of those who absolutely tears up the championship, but equally he could be one where you're tearing your hair out. Maybe like a Trevor Chalobah. Like, yeah, he did really good things, but then he did really poor things. Maybe he might be like that, but hopefully not. But I guess that would be my other option.
Like a Maitland-Niles as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. You never know with these loanees. You never know what they're going to be, because we've had a few duds, of course, in the past, but then we've had a good success rate as well with some as well. So we shall see. So we're going to go Edwards then on the left. Is that what everyone's thinking?
Of
course, Broadhead, obviously.
Yeah.
Broadhead, if he's fit.
Broadhead's both our first choice, so we can say that.
Yeah.
I think.
But I think on the graphic here at the bottom, we'll put Edwards as it is, but of course, ideally Broadhead if possible. But just to complete it, we'll put Edwards down there. Then up front, George Hurst or Freddie Ladapo. Who do you reckon, then, boys? Who are you going to put? Your number? Oh, he's not going to be number 9 because Freddie Ladapo is number 9. But who's going to be? Who's going to be playing up front? Right?
Well, I know what Mark Beck's screaming right now, but
yes.
I would go personally because in the away games, like in the run-in last season, George Hurst, I'd start Hurst, and he's been. I'd say Freddie's been scoring in pre-season, but I just think get Hurst starts for me. That's nothing against Freddie Ladapo either, because I still think he's a brilliant striker as well. We've got 2 very good strikers. People forget Freddie scored 20 goals last year.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, don't you think, Bainsey?
Yeah, I'd exactly the same. I think it's similar to my reason with Taylor. You spent all this money on him. You're gonna want to start him. But again, as you said, no slight on Freddie whatsoever. I think he'll play a vital role next season. He is different to Hurst. He offers something different. I think he will make an impact. But I think by default, Hurst is probably going to be the option, isn't he? Going forward, unless there's a third striker that comes in that is one of the 3. But we shall see. But yeah, Hurst for me.
Okay, then that's the team. Then we'll put the team on the paper. Of course, Kieran McKenna will let us know more about those injury doubts. Hopefully, nothing too serious in Nathan Broadhead, because obviously he'll be the one starting on that left hand side. But Josh Weeks is gone. I'm starting Harneth if Broadhead isn't fit. Then bring Hutchinson in, maybe as the tired legs of Sunderland. You bring in Hutchinson, does his skills, does all that sort of stuff. Maybe Harness could be a good shout as well, potentially starting. So we shall see. Harry's gone. My team is this. It's pretty much our team, but with Harness starting. And Evan's starting actually. So there we go. And Burgess starting as well. So there you go. Andy's gone. I'll put Harness in on the left as he's had a really good pre-season. So hopefully he'll continue that form. And yeah, sometimes definitely with pre-season, players who are in form, start them, because let that consistency go, and we shall see. Charlie's gone. Luongo will probably be on the bench and not in the starting 11 lineups for a while, as he is prone to injuries at the moment. Yeah, sadly, he has had a few injuries, isn't he? But of course, thankfully, he got over those injuries last season. But pre-season, you get these little niggles, don't you? And you hope they won't affect you throughout this season. So, so there we go.
Sorry, just quick. I think we've actually been a bit harsh on Harness, actually, because he's had a brilliant pre-season.
Yes.
I think I've done the dirty on him there, so I apologise. I think, so honestly, because he's one of them players, like some people thought, he might go out the door. But he's come back pre-season with a bit between his teeth. And he's been, the games I've seen him, he's been fantastic. Back to the Marcus Harness at the start of last season, so...
Ultimately, competition is only a good thing. It's a long old season. There's lots of really good teams there. You want lots of options, lots of depth, and it's good. The likes of Harness have performed well because he's given McKenna a question. But yeah, it's nice to see how well stocked we are in a number of positions, and it will only do us good in the long run next or season coming. Sorry.
And of course, we're going to have 9 people on the bench. Of course, we're going to use 5 of them, but we're going to have 9 players. So we're going to have a stacked bench. So that's another good thing. At least McKenna will have choices. Okay, we've got you, got you, got you. All right, then let's bring you on. So maybe, as I say, we've got these doubts. Maybe Broadhead may not risk him from the start, but he could be on the bench. And then what a player to bring on! What a player to bring on! But as we said, McKenna will do his press conference and we'll get some injury news when we get it, of course. But there we go then, boys. Well, we're getting to the hour now. It's been a great hour chat. Thanks to everyone for joining us live. But as always, prediction time. What do you reckon? Are Town going to start the championship with a win or a draw or a defeat? Bainsey, start with you. Are Town going to win?
It's really difficult because in my head, I did have Town having a win, but I think the Walton thing perhaps threw me and made me think, I obviously have faith in Ladke and I think he'll do good, but I'm going to go 1-1. I think it'll be a good game. I think there'll be lots of good stuff. I think ultimately the Stadium of Light is a really difficult place to go, and Sunderland made the playoffs next year. You know, they're going to be one of those teams that they're up there, no doubt, and one of those really good teams. And I, hope I'm wrong. I desperately do. But I'm saying 1-1, I think.
Okay, well that's okay prediction. That's fine. You didn't predict a defeat, so that's good. Jobster's gone for a draw as well. He's gone 1-1. Callie is joining us. Evening all. Welcome, my friend. He's gone for a 3-1 Town win on Sunday. Ball, Burgess, and Hurst to score. Dominic Ball then. Is he starting for you then, Callie? Is he starting, or was he coming off the bench and scoring a bullet header? We shall see. But Peachey, over to you, my friend. Bainsey has also have a think of your goal scorer for Town. But Peachey, your prediction.
Like I say, I always like my heart always predicts a Town win, but Stadium of Light, potentially 40,000 people there. It's going to be a tough game, and I'm actually going to go for a 2-2. 2-2. And I think the goals will be scored by George Hurst, and then Ladapo will come off the bench to rescue a point.
Rescue a point? Ooh,
yeah. I think Sunderland is still on the high, and it's like I always like to predict a Town win, but I just think a draw is not a bad result, and I think we could easily get a 2-2 or even like a 1-1. But I just think there's going to be goals. There's going to be goals in this one. I hope there is anyway.
Yeah, me too. And I've gone for a Desmond as well. I've gone for 2-2. And Charlie as well in the chat's gone 2-2. He's gone Chaplin Hurst to score. I've gone for Chaplin to score, and I don't know. I think just trying to think of a out of nowhere player to score a goal. Who doesn't score many goals?
His
first
Screamer, 40 yards.
Yeah, late equaliser, boom, goal. JD had to wait a while. He just waiting for the championship one. He was just waiting to come back to the championship and score. So there we go. So that is it. We've all gone for a draw then to start the season, which is not too bad because Stadium of Light, Sunderland, Tony Mowbray, of course, live on Sky, big crowd. Of course, the Town fans are in the gods up there. So it's probably not really an ideal game to start the season off with, actually, with a team who just lost in the playoffs, who are going to be wounded animals, losing the Black Cats of Sunderland. So we shall see how we get on. But that's been another Fan Social in the books. Thanks to everyone for joining us. Andy's gone 2-1 with Burns winner in the 80th minute. I'll take that, Andy. I'll take that all day long, my friend. I'll be happy with that. But Bainsey, Peachey, any other business, my friends, as we wrap this up? The first live outing of the Fan Social. Bainsey, over to you, my friend. Anything to add?
Yeah, thanks for having me along. Been really pleasurable evening with you gentlemen talking about Town. And what I would say is subscribe to the EADT, and I'm crossing my fingers that I will be getting that Amari Hutchinson shirt as well. But yeah, well worth the money. I found it really good. The app's really decent. So yeah, definitely support the KOA and everything they do, all the fine work they do, and subscribe is well worth your money.
Yeah, top man. Got a flash sale on at the moment. £6 for 6 months. I can't get it right. I'm sorry for you for watching, dearing me. But yeah, £6 for 6 months for all our content, ads free, and all that sort of stuff. And also, I'm just going to plug it now because Callie's put in it. His KOA hat has just arrived through the post, and he loves it. Of course, I got a cheeky mug. Peach's got a hat there as well. So yeah, merch store. Check it out. KOA, get all your great merch. Jobs has gone. Safe journey to Sunderland, all Town fans. Yes, safe journey. Hopefully you've used this podcast as part of your journey. So hopefully now in Sunderland maybe, and you're enjoying the sights of the northeast. Lewis reporting, good old Lewis, good always seeing you, my friend. 1-1 draw as well. He's gone. Philip's gone 1-1, so a lot of draws predicted. But Peachey, over to you, my friend. Any other business?
Basically echo a lot what Bainsey said. Do a Ross on the main pod with Stu. Just agree with him. Just the other thing, bit of a shout out to Sunderland because they're doing a sort of Marcus Stewart's the guest of honour, isn't he, for the game? So I hope they raise a lot of money for his charity, like good old Mike did. So yeah, I think that's just a real nice touch. Like he's adored by both sets of fans. So, and yes, anyone heading up there, safe trip, and hopefully bring back 3 points. But I'll take the one up at town.
Love it, my friend. Love it. Well, thanks everyone for joining us on the live show. If you're listening on audio, thanks for joining us as well. Hope you've enjoyed. We're hoping to do many more of these throughout the season. So, yeah, stay tuned. Get ready for it. And hopefully it's not been too much of a shambles. Bainsey and Peachey with the professionals. I was just here pressing the buttons and hopefully saying the right things. But it's been another great show. Hope you've enjoyed it. As always, follow us on all our socials. You can follow Bainsey and Peachey on their socials. Of course, follow Kings of Anglia on all the Twitters, the Facebooks, the Instagrams, the YouTube, and all that sort of stuff. And if you want to get involved in the show, be part of a live show, be part of game day, and all that sort of stuff, get in contact with me at Ross Media UK or on Kings of Anglia. So we want to get some new voices on the channel, more faces on the channel. So yeah, get in touch, and it'd be great to hear from you. And yeah, bring on Sunderland. If you're going, enjoy it. Safe travel up there. If you're not, follow the game with us. As Bainsey said, as Peachey said, you can subscribe to our content for £6 for 6 months and get all the written and video content all there. But yeah, thanks again for listening. We'll be back for future shows. We've got Game Day, React, all the other bits and bobs. So stay tuned. Bye-bye for now. Now I have to press the end broadcast. Normally we could have a little chinwag here, but we're still live because, yeah, we're here. So goodbye, everybody. Thanks for joining us. End broadcast now.